It amazes me, like things that I've been doing, it like the way you break it down really kind of explains how intuitively like you've been doing things.
Mhm.
And I think the best part of it for me is, I felt like I hit a wall. Like honestly, doing these modules actually made me see that I am successful.
Mhm.
Okay. But however, I just felt like I hit a wall because I want to do more with it instead of being like silent about it, about the practice and doing things. So and a lot of that is like the head trash that you're talking about, thinking about what other people are going to think if I do this, am I going to look like whatever? But whatever it is, I'm just going to let my passion come out and see where that takes me. So, if somebody has a negative comment, I'm sure they'll let me know. And what's the worst that can happen? I'm looking at it that way. But at
Exactly.
least I'm getting excited about doing things again. And
Oh,
then the other thing is too, like I know I'm setting up new routines and I looked at things and it's like I do work a lot. So I did pull back because I was working full-time hours in a part-time week
mhm.
with the hospital. And I'm like, okay, I'm not getting anything more for this. They're not giving me anything. However, it's my time and my energy, and it's really impacting me in other areas
Mm.
of my life. And it's weird because the past 2 weeks, it was almost going through withdrawal, Noah. I mean, it really
Wow.
was like going through withdrawal because it's like I didn't know what to do with myself because literally I would work all day, wake up at 4:30, work
Yeah.
all day, come home at like 7:30, even
Mm.
later, sometimes from the hospital on my
Mm.
hospital days, and
Mhm.
then just literally eat dinner and go to bed.
Oh,
That
wow.
was my routine,
Wow.
So now, like the past 2 weeks, like it had to like set in. Like I only gave them 8 hours, no matter how stressed they
Mhm.
are up there. I was like, listen, it's not the way it works. We spoiled our surgeons, like, doing as much as we can for them, but we're not paid by surgeons. We're paid
Mhm.
by a company, a third
Mhm.
party independent company.
Right.
So it's like, I let them know I'm out at this time.
Nice.
I'm here and someone else has to pick up for me.
Nice.
And then when I got home, it was just so funny because I'm like home and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not tired. I'm like, I'm not tired. Like I could actually do something.
Um,
So now I'm going to start my list,
mm,
because people that I have to contact that I couldn't contact before, because when I'm in surgery, I can't contact people,
sure.
you know, and you don't know if it's going to take you a half an hour to talk with people or an hour to talk with people. So I went ahead and I just said, okay, now I had that time designated, where I could follow up on things, get the answers to the questions that I need to like move on,
Mhm.
and just go from there. So I have like three separate different lists that I'm going to do. And I
Mm.
found a couple good friends like that I could use as my loving mirrors,
Oh,
and make them hold me accountable because they
right.
will torture me. We'll see like how much I can get done.
Mm.
So this week I'm settling into it. So I'm hoping to start this week and next week and see how establishing these new routines and habits and see where it takes me. I've like figured out enough to make me happy and smile again.
Oh, that's
And to me,
wonderful.
that's important.
Yep.
This gives me more time,
That's
you
right.
know, and you can't put a price tag on that. Like now, even if they said, "Oh, we'll let your PTO, like we need the extra hours," it's like, no, forget it.
No,
I've
nope.
already got this pace now. I've got my time, I got my
Yep.
energy back,
Yes.
and so now it's like I can do something here with that
Nice.
time and energy.
Nice.
That's better than an hourly pay. Well, what I think it's going to do for me, like it's going to give me more time to expand and develop my practice a little bit more. You know, so that I can have more flexibility. Like to me, success was having the freedom and the flexibility to do what I want to do and the opportunity to do. I didn't have either. I didn't have the freedom. I didn't have the opportunity, to try to do anything in my practice because like I said, initially it was just knowing that I had financial security, like, that I was going to make the income I need to raise my daughter, make her have all the neat things that she needs,
Right.
no matter what happens on both ends. I was trying to cover both ends. She's independent now. And now, I found a way to claim back my power there so that I can still keep the hospital job because I am passionate about it. I love what I do there. And I love working like, with the surgeons that I work with because I've been with them for like 26 years. I don't want to
Uh,
lose that because that's the thing that makes me feel good,
sure.
but I don't want to give all of my time to that anymore. Like, yeah, like I want some of it, but I want some of it to be able to use it now in a different way. And
It's
it's okay. I don't have to give it all. So that's what I said. It's blood sucking, and I was like,
Exactly.
no, it's like that job has a new role for me. And and I
Right.
figured out what the purpose of that job was, is to be
Right.
able to internal market, keep my connections. And if
Mhm.
I can spend like some time there, like to personally keep my relationships with the surgeons and things like that, that's good, because there it's out of sight, out of mind. But I don't have to give all of my time to
Right.
them. Like going through this course too, it's like it's tough, because you don't realize, like, it's tough. Like I would look at the homework and okay, it seems easy enough, but then I was like, no, it's not. You could think of in the past and how you did it, but then I'm trying to relate it more to the present and just understand like some things from the past, how I did it. But it's like, you're right, the past is the past. Like, you have today to work with. So it's like, how much can I do in a day? And that of course will determine, like, what tomorrow is like and what the next day is like.
Hmm.
Each day that I try to get something done, I'm getting there. You know what I mean? I'm using it, but I'm telling you, like, I go back over your power habit. I go back over it. And the more into it I get and go back over it, it makes going back and answering those questions so much easier, and it's just like it's like clicking. It's starting to gel. It's like starting to click now. Like, I need more titles, more titles. Like, I'm not credible enough. I'm not credible. My experience, my years in, I was board certified for 20 years in a different field too. That speaks for itself. I don't need any more credentials. You know what I mean? Like, I
Hmm.
know enough. I've done enough. It's just like, I feel like, I can go out there and say things just like someone else is out there saying,
That's
and I can hold my own. So that's kind of like where I'm moving forward to. It's taken me time to like figure out how I wanted to get into it. Like, it wasn't like an overnight thing with me, but that's okay. Like, as long as I'm getting there, and I have
mhm.
a path. Like, I feel like I have a direction now that I want to like. I'm seeing that I can go back and figure it out,
Right.
just by tracing what it is that I actually am doing, and just saying, okay, well, where is this going to change?
Right.
Or where can I jump in and make something different happen? Because it has to. You can't keep going like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because all you do is you just crash up against the wall, and it's just different. Like, I never thought of it. It's just like every decade, probably, like the things in your life, like, in your 20s and 30s, you might be raising children.
Right.
In your 40s, you're getting them through college, but you're actually getting your walking papers, because they become more independent. Hopefully, things that you can go back and attend to, things that you put off.
Exactly.
And it's just like, but to do that, you can't keep doing the same thing. Something's got to change.
That's
And
right.
then the thing is, things are going to change. There are going to be unpleasant things. The thing is that you have to know that even when there's unpleasant things, it's not going to be always unpleasant. Like, you just have to recognize this,
Right.
because we're not immune to anything. But I really think the big key here, and I didn't realize that, was actually how much time and energy, when you talked about time, energy, money, how much working there, thinking that I was doing a good thing for the company. Like, I was just being loyal and dedicated, giving the time, giving them whatever they needed, in those 3 days. But you know what? All it was doing was burning me out. I did it since September, and all it did was completely thoroughly burned me out. And I
Mm.
was like, you know what? I don't want to live like this. And, it's funny, because I look at all the other workers. I'm like, how do you stay calm? And they're like, we're medicated. And I'm like, I refuse to get medicated for this. I was like, I refuse that I said, I'm a chiropractor. I refuse that to be the answer. It's crazy what people
Wow.
do. I mean, it really is crazy what people do just to try to keep their heads above water. And I
Yeah.
just feel like when you see it like that, like, something has to change. Even though you think it can't change, something has to
Yes.
change. But I believe I have everything at my fingertips, that as soon as I get the right answers, I can just do it.